G'day everyone and welcome to the May 2023 edition of Australian Model Railway News. We're going to go through all the news, announcements and updates in the model railway manufacturing industry. As well as that, don't forget to stay to the end where I tell you all about the currently announced exhibitions and conventions. Australian Model Railway News and other videos on this channel are made possible by the Patreons on Patreon. And welcome to the new members this month. And if you are interested in joining the community, there is more information in the description below, as well as the Scale Model Supply, who make excellent paint and modelling accessories, and ABR Model Works, who provide easy to build structures and modular baseboards, both who offer 10% off all their products for viewers of this channel. The news is also supported by Trackside Models, who produce high quality buildings and accessories in scale format at reasonable prices. They're Australian designed buildings for Australians, made by Australians. Now, just before we get into the news, a couple of things. One, thank you all so much to everyone who has subscribed. This month we hit 7,000 subscribers. And of course, the goal for the end of 2023 is to get to 10,000. That is my current goal. And there is an easy way you can all help out, which is, of course, be subscribed. So there's a couple of things. One, a lot of people this month told me that you didn't know still that I have weekly videos that come out. So being subscribed does two things. One, it tells you when a new video is out. Two, helps YouTube recommend you better suited videos that you might want to watch. The other one is everything that I talk about in these videos is in the description below, which is a drop-down box. As well as that, everything is linked in the timeline so you can skip or come back to certain things. And actually the last one is, I did notice a lot of comments lately about people not knowing about exhibitions that have been, well, spoken about for potentially 12 months in the exhibition section at the end of this video. So it does pay to hang out towards the end just to find out about any exhibitions that might be happening near you. As well as that, I am now going to have them added to my website with the appropriate flyers and information, so it kind of doubles down, so hopefully you can go to an event that's happening near you. Anyway, enough of a ramble. Let's get into the news. During May, James Ghiacci presented his layout West Croydon in 1949. The layout buildings on this magnificent layout are being released from Trackside Models. James's layout will also be next to the Somerset Model stall at the Model Railway Show in Adelaide over the June long weekend, which I hope to see lots of you at. So some of these buildings will be new kits which will be available this month, obviously coming at the June show, which are the Croydon in HO scale, which will be priced at $34.95. The shops, also in HO scale, at $54.95, and the corner shop, which is also priced at $54.95. Trackside Models also added that they will have N-scale versions of these, which will be following them later this year. And if you do want to find out more about James's layout, it's under the West Croydon Railway Station in 1949 on Facebook. And of course, Trackside Models, where you can find more about their models and rack and stack systems on their website. Casula Hobbies had their Z12 locomotive on display at the Rosehill Model Railway exhibition. And they said that this model will be available in September this year, with pre-orders for this model available on Casula's website and are priced at $895 for a DCC and sound-fitted model. IDR Models released their CHS and NHVF coal hoppers during the month, and they did have them available in person at Rosehill, as well as now on their website and other model railway stores. There were 200 of the CHS and NHF wagons built by Vickers Scott of Ipswich in Queensland. This was one of 3 new contracts for high-capacity coal hoppers. These ready-to-run models feature KD 158 scalehead couplers, semi-scale 10.5mm black and metal wheels, removable coal loads, internal body details, full brake rigging and underfloor detail. They are fully painted and decorated, with 5 versions available from the mid-1970s to the 2000s. The price for each pack is $300 including postage. Badger Bits did give us a little update on their upcoming N-scale release. saying that the production is complete on their 48 and 830 class diesels, and they are now waiting for the inserts for the carry boxes to be completed. Once they are done, they will be shipped. These locomotives will be here in about 6 weeks from the release of this video, and this run will see locomotives in Indian Red Mark I, Bicentennial, 125-year anniversary, Pacific National with handrails and aircon, 830 in Mustard Pot, and 830s in Australian National, and these will be priced at $280 plus postage. They added that if this run does sell well, they'll be more than happy to add colours like John Holland and ARTC. Plus, they said that if you do have some ideas to please email them, and that pre-orders are available via their email, which is badgerbits@gmail.com. West Edge 3D released photos of an upcoming EH Holden panel van and station wagon in N scale, and these will be for sale in the coming months from West Edge. They said, to their delight, the mural custom panel van has printed beautifully, and can be seen here in both HO and N scales. They also have a massive shop order for figures that will tie up their printer for a week or two, but they will post via their social media when they're available for sale. Traction Scale Models released a sneak peek of their next tram that will be released under the TramWorks banner, Australasian Burnie. These will be available in several forms from the various tramways of Australia and New Zealand, and these will be in HO and in O scale. Wuiske Models in Queensland announced and released their first limited edition model. This was the loaded KSA cattle wagons, and these were available at the Brisbane Model Train Show. They added that these wagons are priced exactly the same as their standard pack of KSAs with separate loads, and as an added bonus, they've even painted, fitted, and completed the model so you don't have to. Now, as they mentioned, this is a limited run of 100 packs, which is only 20 of each set, and they come with a combination of 4 different colours in the cattle loads to give you subtle variation, just like the prototype. And these wagons are available in HO 3.5 and standard HO scale. Both are available now on their website. AndIan Models have released some new 3D printed figures, which are Victorian Railways drivers for the upcoming SDS K-Class and Ixon J-Class rerun, priced at $7.50, as well as HO scale puffing billy drivers. Now, I actually have some here, and I'll be giving them a crack at painting again soon, so stay tuned for that. As well as that, at Rosehill, they did have the New South Wales BLV kits with King and Queen post variants, with either KD or screw couplers, and these were priced at $85 for one. So, sticking with another sample that was on display at Rosehill, Berg's had their Comenge Series 2 S sets on display at the Rosehill exhibition. Now, these should be released either soon or now, and they did say that if you are after a set, you can order them by giving them a call or wait until they are listed on their website. News from Magnorail Oz, who have announced the release of a new Magnorail tandem bicycle to complement their large range of pedalling cyclists. Magnorail are progressively updating their range of cyclists using the latest 3D printing technologies, with fresh modern day colouring for the man and the lady's clothing. And the price will remain at $70. This new release adds to their recently upgraded 3D models of sports cyclist and Santa, with a sack of presents on his back, as well as a postman, a male cyclist, a female cyclist, and a 1960s factory worker. Lyndons Trains announced at the start of the month that the 830s are also nearing completion, and they are just waiting on their packaging, so they should be here soon. Off the back of that, Lyndon released and sold out of N-Scale National Rail RKIY well wagon kits, so hopefully another run is on its way again soon. Following up with that, the AHGX grain wagon kit in N-Scale, posting some sample shots, although he added that this colour scheme did not exist. Once again, at the Rosehill exhibition in Sydney, the Scale Model Co. released their new HO Scale International PTC Crew Cab truck kits, and subsequently sold out at the exhibition. However, they are in the process of restocking and will have more kits available in the next few weeks. The truck will be available on their online store, or the kits will be available in their Thornley shop. To add to that, in the coming months, they will be releasing versions of the HIAB/Tray versions, so watch their Facebook page or website for availability. Brian at Broad Gauge Models gave us a little bit of an update, starting with the Owen 30 Little Yarra, which is now at pattern manufacturing stage, and the new sample etches will be produced very shortly. He added that some modifications and additions had been made after they found further photos of Little Yarra. The second is a VR E-Class, which also ran in South Australia. They said that they are waiting for some machine components so that they can start sample builds. Once these parts arrive, they'll get the samples built and completed and see if they require any adjustments. And if you want either versions, now is the time to put your name down. Finally, they said that the SAR 620 is moving along, although a little bit slower than expected, as a few other projects are eating away into their time. They ended with it they'll be at the AMRE show in Adelaide in June, and they'll have some of the 500Bs for anyone that wants one, as well as at the Sunbury exhibition in October, and of course not forgetting Armex in September. Brass manufacturer Trainbuilder announced 2 more pre-orders available for Victorian Railway steam locomotives. The first being the C-Class 280, which will see 8 different models, as well as the Victorian Railways X-Class 282 with 9 different options. Both of these will be all brass DC models and are slated for release in Q3 2024. And these are priced at $1,975 plus postage. Order forms are available from Trainbuilder and they are taking pre-orders with no deposit required. On-Track Models gave us a little bit of a teaser, saying that on the 10th of June they will have details of their newest wagon, although no mention of what it may be. They added that they will have samples of this mysterious wagon at both the Waverley and Adelaide exhibitions, both happening over the King's birthday long weekend. And if you have a guess of what it might be, let us know in the comments. All I know is that if it's anything like their previous releases, we're in for a top quality model. It also should be noted that online pre-orders are going to be available on that same day. How progressive. Eureka Models have said that their AD60 Garrett and 38 class locomotive reruns are going to be here in September, although no further information has been announced nor production samples. Steam-era Models have unfortunately advised us that as of the 1st of June they will unfortunately need to raise their prices, and this is the first time that they have had to do so in 3 years. They stated that the reason is that they can no longer absorb the rise in price in components, especially metal parts, any longer. Packs of wheels, bogies, and most kits have gone up by $1, so for most things that is around 5%. An update from Paul at Paul's 3D regarding a couple of new kits that are going to be available very soon. They are the Geelong B Signal Box and the Sea Lake Station. The station is the same as used in many places around the Victorian railways. Same goes with the Signal Box, and both are new releases and will be available at the Waverley Model Railway Show in a few weeks' time. Now, as well as that, I have some Taggedy 3D printed models from Paul that you can win, but you'll have to wait to the end to find out how. Staying with 3D printed manufacturers, Along the Track Models have released the other half of the Ripon Lee station. This is the upside in HO scale. This station building includes the ticket office, waiting room, lamp room, and toilet block, and complements the downside station kit that was previously released. The kit costs $90 plus $10 postage, and they will ship anywhere in Australia. The kit is inspired by the Ripon Lee Upside Station building. This kit includes window glazings. The kit dimensions are 228mm wide by 128mm deep and 69mm high. There were approximately 50 of these buildings built between 1909 and 1920 in Melbourne, and were used across the Victorian countryside. The walls are timber and the roof was asbestos tile. This kit is 3D printed in PLA plastic, and you can use superglue, polystyrene cement or PVA to put the kit together. Some finishing parts may be required. Some sad news from DCC Central. DigiKeys, the company that they were the distributor for here in Australia, has unfortunately gone into bankruptcy in the Netherlands as of the 18th of April this year. They do have some stock left, and it's what's on the website, so if you do need any of their products, check out what they have left. At the end of this financial year, DCC Central will no longer exist. So Matt does want to say a huge thanks to everyone who supported him, and that he'll be back at shows, but this time as a paying punter. So now let's head across to Western Australia to hear from Chris at ABR Model Works.
Hi modelers, it's Chris, the modeler at ABR Model Works, and welcome to a news update for Australian Model Railway news. So first of all, I'd like to thank Will for his efforts in publishing news every month. I know there's a lot of time and effort goes into it, so thanks again, mate. And in this particular issue, he delayed slightly to allow me to get a quick news article put together. Now, I've been working pretty hard for the last couple of months trying to get a display organised for this year's AMRA show in WA. It's the first one for some time because of COVID, so I'm really quite excited to be part of this year's show. It's on this weekend, the 3rd, 4th and 5th, so please come along and say hello. Now, unfortunately, over the last couple of weeks, I ended up catching a good dose of man flu. I don't know what's going on these days. I guess old age is setting in, but I seem to be getting almost every flu that comes around the corner. But nevertheless, I've managed to get a bunch of kits ready for the show. In fact, I've been able to get together 14 new kits. Now, 2 of them are quite ready for this particular video, but the rest of them are in production and will be available on the weekend, and hopefully the other 2 as well. Now, that's been a massive effort. Currently, we have 5 kits. So to go from 5 to 19 is, as you can imagine, quite a big step. Now, it didn't quite happen as quickly as all of that. It's sort of been in development now for about 6 months. I've been playing around more with the combination of 3D printed parts and the wood materials that I've been working with. And the great part about that is that wood gives you a great texture to work from when you're putting together buildings like brick buildings and wooden structures, because that texture shows through in the painting process and allows you to do much nicer weathering. And in fact, you can have old buildings that are just, the timber itself has just gone grey, etc. Then on the other side of the coin, you've got your 3D components that allows you to have some extra fine detail and trim work that you can't get when you're just working with timber alone, because it doesn't allow you to get down to that fine detail. So some of our parts are, under 0.5 mil thick or in diameter, like railings, etc. So these are really quite nice. And the other part about this that's really cool is they're now very affordable. Pricing will be available at our website by the weekend, so have a look, and there'll be a special up for the show. Now, in our range, we have a tool and hardware shop, a gas station, a really lovely little signal box with really detailed ladder and stand, etc., a crew lounge, a yard office, a station, which is a 2-story building. We have a goods facility with sliding doors and platform, a 2-story hotel with balcony, a diner, a general store, 2 shops, and a brick structure that's a bank. 2 kits that are not complete at this stage are rooms to let, which is another brick structure, a 3-story structure, and this rather large building, which is going to be our pallet manufacturer, Pallet Co. So all of those kits will be on display this weekend. I hope to see you at the show. We'll put a link to the details in the description. So thanks for checking out our news article, and please, if you haven't subscribed to ABR's YouTube channel, please do so. There'll be more details going up there as well. In the meantime, have a great day modelling, and thanks for watching. I'm Chris the Modeler at ABR Model Works.
Thanks for the update, Chris. And of course, if you are interested in getting anything from ABR Model Works, you can save 10% by using the code AMRN22 at checkout. News from SDS. During the month, they released their 900 class models, and it looks like they've been extremely popular, with the Australian National Fictional livery seeming to sell out everywhere. However, I managed to get one from Trainworld, which is a huge thanks to them. I also picked up my pre-order of the 900 class model of 900 Lady Nori as preserved, so I will have a review eventually coming of them, so stay tuned for that. At Rosehill, they also had the FG and KBN platform cars, which were 3D printed, but they are slated for a 2024 release. First Series 830 class guards van and a QQAY flat wagon were also on display. They had painted stone wagons. They also had an Oz Trains 41 and Y class on display, with rumours that now we might get a 41 class rerun. TrainORama released their much anticipated 47 and 49 class locomotives in HO scale. There are 947 and 1249 classes in various numbers and liveries to represent them throughout their operating lives. Both models feature a 5-pole skew-wound motor, twin flywheels, metal chassis, all-wheel pick-up and drive, RP25/100 wheel profiles, working directional headlights and marker lights. These models are DCC and sound ready with a 21-pin decoder plug. They have flush glazed windows, brass etched grills, KD couplers, and feature cab interiors and crew. Now these are both priced at $335 each and were limited to about 100 of each running number, so they are unlikely to do another rerun anytime soon. These are now currently available for direct purchase from Bob's Hobbies, and if you are after one, I would suggest potentially moving quite quickly. Now, something a little bit out of the box, and not necessarily Australian, but I guess it still counts. Dapol in England have released a Hawthorn Leslie 040 locomotive, Wallaby. This is in the Australian Iron and Steel Company line maroon livery, and this is due somewhere between July and September this year, and will be available via Hattons in the UK. Now keep in mind that this is a 00 scale model, not a HO one, but I do think it is still great to see a major overseas company releasing an Australian locomotive. Well, I mean, kind of, as these locomotives did end up all over the place. These are priced at £139 for a DCC model or £107 for DC. Now, I can only assume that some stores here may carry them, but none of them have mentioned it yet. But Hattons do ship to Australia, so if you are after one, I would send them an email. Now, sticking with overseas, New Zealand 3D printing manufacturer 3'6" now have up for sale pre-orders for the Queensland Railway's 1400 class locomotive, designed for a 00 scale Franceschi chassis, which is priced at $70, although non-pre-orders will go up to $80 when it is released. These will be available with either searchlight headlights or no searchlight headlights. This model is currently under development and they are running all the appropriate tests at the moment. Auscision have released their first N-scale model, the N-scale NR class locomotive in both DC and DCC. And frankly, they look great and it almost makes me want to get into N-scale. These are ready to run models and come in 30 different road numbers in varying liveries with 3 different body versions. Featuring a 5-pole skew-wound motor with twin brass flywheels, all-wheel drive and electrical pickup. They've got a heavy die-cast chassis, PCB with a Next 18 DCC socket. They are sound ready with speakers in the fuel tank. They have operating LED headlights, flashing ditch lights, number box lights and red and white marker lights. They feature scale-size knuckle couplers, etched brass details including windscreen wipers, side mirrors and along with see-through roof fans and vent grills. Metal wire hand grab irons, POM plastic side handrails for durability. They feature a detailed cab interior with painted driver figures, scale sizes air and MU hoses, sanding pipe details, under chassis piping details, plastic body and main parts, blackened metal disc wheels, and they have highly detailed bogies with separately applied factory fitted parts. Not to mention, they also come in DCC and sound fitted. These are priced at $295 for a DC model and $425 for a DCC and sound equipped. This is also the first time, or at least in a long time, that Auscision has not done a pre-order. So is this potentially a sign of things to come? They have now put placeholders for 3 models in the N-scale section of their website. We do already know that 2 of them are the 442 and the 80 class, but I do wonder what the next one may be. As well as that, at Rosehill, they did have the samples of the CLP and CLF models on display, as well as their unannounced but not exactly a secret CLP9 in Auscision livery. Post Rosehill, Auscision did release a post to social media in regards to the CLPs and the CLFs, along with sample photos. In that post, they stated that a few colour adjustments and printing corrections need to be made to the model. Apart from that, they reckon they're looking pretty good. The Auscision factory has advised them that the production will take place later this year, and that pre-orders are still open for both models but will finish soon, although they haven't said when. They added that the SSR liveried locomotives are starting to get low and production numbers have been set and that they cannot add further models to this production run. so they advise pre-ordering to avoid missing out. Mail-away forms are still available on the Auscision website. They also had the NPHH cement hopper tooling samples on display. Lastly, they have now added that there will be a rerun of the Victorian CSX steel wagons, which have already been teased on their Instagram, as well as the JCF bogie hopper wagons, both slated to be available at the end of May. Now, back at the Sandown exhibition in March, Auscision did tell me that the Cs would be here this month, so I have to assume that they're going to all be in the same shipment. So potentially quite an expensive month for Victorian Railways and V-Line era modelers. But, however, at the time of recording this, none of them have arrived. Now, just jumping back to the N-Scale NRs for a second, Jared at Buckambool is offering pre-programmed N-Scale FX decoders at $55. These are pre-programmed to be speed matched with the factory sound units and headlights, ditch lights, flashing ditch lights, and all the lights are dependent on the direction of travel. To add to that, Buckambool will also have a similar deal when the Gopher Models and Lyndons Trains 830s and 48s are available. Now, in my own news, during the month, we did get another shipment of Australian model trees by Ron Kavanagh, and subsequently they have sold out. So, thank you all so much for everyone who picked one up, or a lot of them up. Now, there will not be another delivery until a little later this year, which will be in August. I won't be putting them on the website either. They will be available exclusively at the Australian Model Railway Exhibition at the Showgrounds in Melbourne. So I will have a stall there and I hope to see lots of you there. So I will have the trees, I will have some beanies, some reruns, maybe a new one. I guess you'll all have to attend to find out. So that's all for Australian Model Railway news for May 2023. What are you most excited about? Of course, leave it in the comments below. Now, just before we get into the exhibition announcements, this exhibition section and convention section changes every month. So, I know I said this at the start, but I did see a number of posts during the month from other exhibitions saying that people who watch this channel didn't actually know that those exhibitions were on, yet I had been talking about them for about 12 months or less or more. So these change every month. And these get updated every month. And like I said, I am going to put them on my website as well so you can check them out because I want as many people to attend these exhibitions as possible. And if you do attend an exhibition, tell them that you saw it here. Because, that helps support the channel, helps support the exhibitions. And that's what we're all about, supporting each other. Anyway, let's take a look at all the currently announced exhibitions and conventions for 2023 and 2024. AMRA Western Australia will hold the 2023 Model Railway Exhibition in Perth on the 3rd to the 5th of June at the Claremont Showgrounds. Over the King's Birthday long weekend in Adelaide, the Adelaide Model Railway Exhibition will be held from the 10th to the 12th of June at the Greyhound Racing Park, South Australia. In Melbourne, the Waverley Model Railway Exhibition will be held at the Brandon Park Community Centre, and in Ballarat, the Ballarat and District Annual Model Railway Exhibition will be held at the Woodman's Hill Recreation Centre. On the 18th of June in Gosford from 11 till 3, there'll be a huge model railway sale. This is the John Saxon collection, which is mainly American prototype. On the 25th of June, the Logan and District Model Railway Club will be having their open day and sale day. On the 8th and 9th of July, the Grampians Model Railway Exhibition will be held in Stawell, Victoria. AMRA Queensland will be having their annual open day at their club rooms in Zilmere on the 15th of July. AMRA Victoria will be holding Victoria's premier model railway exhibition on the 5th and 6th of August, this year at the new venue of the Town Square Pavilion at the Melbourne Showgrounds. This was formerly the exhibition that was held in Caulfield and is one not to be missed. On the 5th and 6th of August, the Sunshine Model Railway Club will be holding their exhibition at the Braybrook Sports Stadium. The Gold Coast Model Railway Club will have their open day on the 5th of August at their club rooms. On the 5th and 6th of August, the British Railway Modelers of Australia Tasmanian Division will be holding their exhibition in Kingston. The Markland Modelers of Sydney will have their exhibition at Thornlea Community Hall on the 12th and 13th of August. The Hunter Model Auto Club will have a toy and hobby fair on the 20th of August in Edgeworth. Redlands Model Railway Show will be held on the 26th and 27th of August at the Cleveland Assembly Hall in Queensland. Modelling the Railways of South Australia convention will be held on the 2nd of September. The National Model Railroad Association Australasian Division will be holding their annual convention, Rails at Rose Hill, from the 29th of September to the 2nd of October. This will feature clinics to suit the beginner to the more experienced modelers, and of modelers interested in emerging technologies. They cover a range of prototypes from Australia, New Zealand, the United States, Canada, UK, and Europe, in both prototype and non-prototypes, and in a range of scales from O to N. There will also be trade stands, layouts, advice, conventions, fellowship, and a partners program. As well as that, on the Friday, Monday and Tuesday, there will be options for layout tours with about 35 options that can be booked, with session lengths varying from 45 minutes to 2.5 hours. So if you are after more information on this event and how to book for it, visit the Rails at Rose Hill website. Just keep in mind that this is a limited ticketed event, so do get in before it sells out. Oberon Model Railway Exhibition on the October long weekend in conjunction with the Tarrana and Oberon branch line. ARMX23 is back on again on the 16th and 17th at the Kyneton Masonic Hall. This was a fantastic event that I visited last year, and you can check out a video all about it right here. AMRA Victoria will hold their open day on the 17th of September at the Club Rooms in Glen Iris. The O-Scale Modelers Forum will be happening on the 7th of October in Lidcombe. The Golden Valley Model Railway Club will be holding their exhibition on the 21st and 22nd of October in Shepparton. The Sunbury Model Railway Club's exhibition will be held at the St Anne's Church Hall in Sunbury on the 21st and 22nd of October. The Hills Model Railway Society will have their exhibition on the 4th and 5th of November at the Blacktown Leisure Centre, Stanhope Gardens. The RMCQ will hold an open day and sale day on the 5th of November at their club rooms in Brendale. The Pine Rivers Model Train and Hobby Show will be happening on the 25th and 26th of November at the South Pine Sports Complex in Brendale. In 2024, the Warrnambool Model Railway Club in Victoria will hold their annual exhibition on the 13th and 14th of January at St Joseph's Primary School. The Phillip Island and District Railway Modelers will hold an exhibition at the Cow Senior Citizen Centre on the 20th and 21st of January. The Sandown Train and Hobby Show will be held on the 16th and 17th of March at the Sandown Racecourse in Melbourne. A not-to-be-missed event, the National N-Scale Convention will be held in Wangaratta on the 31st of May to the 2nd of June. The Rosehill Model Railway Exhibition will be back on again on the 4th and 5th of May at the Rosehill Racecourse in Sydney. Now, if you are in a model railway club and you are having an open day, an exhibition, convention, any sort of event, please reach out to me. My email is, well, right here, and send me an email. Even if you don't have a flyer yet, I'm happy to make a placeholder like some of the ones you may have just seen, because once again, I'd love to see these exhibitions grow even bigger than they already are. Now, during last month, we had a competition. It was to win an On-Track Models louver van, and here are the winners. So congratulations to all of you. You've all won a single louver van, and I will be in contact with you about your mailing address. Now, I did give another little teaser about another competition that we're going to have this month. Thanks to Paul's 3D prints, we have not one, but 3 Taggedy 3D printed kits to give away. Now, these are thanks to Paul's 3D. So, how to win one of these? There's a couple of things. One, if you are on the Patreon, you are automatically entered. And if you do want to find out more about Patreon, of course, it's all in the description, but the easiest way to put it is it gives you early access to videos and it gives you an automatic entry into competitions. And if you are in the top tier on Patreon, you now get double the chance to win. Added perk for those folks who are in that higher bracket. I'm going to now double every entry in every competition. So there's another perk to the $5 tier. Now, the other way to win one is if you go to my website, there is a link at the top in there that says competitions. If you go to competitions and fill out that form, you're in. But then the only caveat is you have to be subscribed to the channel and you have to like Paul's 3D prints on social media. Of course, if you don't have social media, that's okay. Just check out his website. But anyway, all those details are on my website, and yeah, it's all pretty easy if you want to win a Taggedy. And the winner for these will be announced at the next month's episode of Australian Model Railway News, which of course comes out on the 1st of the month. So, right before we go, it was great to see so many of you at the Rosehill exhibition and at the Albury exhibition, both in New South Wales, that happened over May. It means a lot meeting all of you, and it's unreal that we got to 7,000 subscribers. And like I said at the start, I'm trying to get to 10,000 before the end of the year. And the easiest way to help out with that is, of course, be subscribed. And you can share these videos with people that you think would be interested. It all helps. And yeah, I want to take this more and more seriously the more and more I get out. Now, on that, this month, I will be at the Adelaide Model Railway Exhibition in Adelaide. And thanks to Trackside Models, who are bringing me along to that. Of course, Trackside is a sponsor of this channel, so please check them out. But I will be there with them all weekend. So, or at least the Saturday and Sunday. I'm not sure if I'll be there the Monday. There are a few things I'd like to see and do in Adelaide. But I guess we'll see. I will see you at the Adelaide show regardless. Anyway, that's enough rambling. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope that I see you all soon. Anyway, thank you all. Hooroo.